Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Shereen and I have Dee here. Hi Dee, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I love the hair.
Oh, thank you. Isn't it gorgeous?
Yes, it is. It really looks good on you.
Right, I love it myself. Yeah, something different, right? I am always spicy. Anyhow, guys, so as you know, and as you can see, the topic. All right, guys, we are here and we're gonna talk about oh, we have lots and lots and lots of things to talk about, guys. Lots and lots and lots and lots of things to talk about. I'm gonna get the banner going on here, right? So that at least,
Let's talk about what's been popular the last couple of weeks
yeah. Adam.
outside the war.
See their abusive relationship, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. That's what we are going to talk about, guys. Listen, so I have been watching the trial. You know what? Let us just talk about Will Smith and Jada first,
Hmm.
because I think that both men are powerful men, and they don't, and obviously they're having trouble with their woman, right?
Hmm.
These are powerful men because the money can't buy love, right?
Exactly.
Right? Money can't buy love, guys, and the situation is so uptight with Jada Pinkett and her husband because she did came out and said that she don't need a man to defend her. I mean, what an awful thing to say. What your thoughts on that?
Well, I think my question really to that is why do you think it's an awful thing to say?
Okay, so if you're supporting your husband, you know that your husband made a mistake.
Hmm.
You know your husband made a mistake. And we are not denying that your husband made a mistake.
Hmm.
And in a time like that, you need to support your man, right? Support your man because your man made a blunder. He made a mistake which potentially could jeopardize his career. And then you are going to come out and say that you don't need a man to support you. Of course, we all don't need a man to support us because we are all independent.
It's not to support her.
But
She said to defend her.
it
But
doesn't matter. It doesn't even
but
matter.
yes.
Hold on, let me finish my point, and then you can say the point is yes, she don't need him because she's capable of defending herself. But what I'm saying is that she don't need she didn't need to say anything. Sometimes you just have to just keep your mouth shut at that point because it doesn't look good on him for you to go speak about it at that point.
Yes, I agree. I think that
It
the
wasn't
best thing
appropriate.
would have been if she just said nothing. Yes.
Exactly. And
But
that's what,
really, yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
But
and that's what I was saying.
she's saying she doesn't need some a man to defend her in that what she was saying is that
Continue talking. I'm
she
just going to pick up something here.
okay. And what she was saying is that she doesn't need someone a man to fight her battles for her. But at the same time, she put him in a position by giving that uncomfortable look to him. She gave him a where she was wrong. Okay, let me back up. I understand what she's saying. A lot of women can say that I don't need a man to fight my battles for me, right? Except, and I agree with that. But where I found her at fault was everything was going fine until she gave him that expression of, I don't really like this. This doesn't make me feel good. And then he felt like he had to defend her. So she silently asks him to defend her. See, she's a hypocrite. She silently asks for him to defend her. And then when it goes wrong, she now publicly denounces that she doesn't need him to defend her. So now it makes him look ridiculous. But her statement, just I don't need a man to defend me, great. That's great for all women. It just doesn't apply to her. Oh, you're on mute, Shereen.
Yes, it doesn't apply to her because she doesn't need anybody. She's an independent woman. We all know that, but we all know that in a time like now or what happened, she just need to support her husband. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I could say that, I mean, that's an indication that she and her husband is not on the same page.
No, they're not on the same page. It's true. I have
Right.
to agree with that. Yeah.
Right. So that is an indication that she and her husband is not on the same page. Because if that happened to my husband at that point, if I don't have anything good to say, I wouldn't say anything at all.
Yes.
Right. And
Yes.
that's what I would do. Anyways, back to now, let us talk about Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. What a shit show.
Oh my gosh. I mean, seriously.
It is a shit show. I'm not lying.
No. I think what it shows, I mean, we haven't heard her speak yet, but what it shows is that it doesn't matter how much money you have,
Mm-hmm.
or how popular you are, how powerful you might be.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone just wants to be loved. And he was just as easily misled as anybody could be, you know?
And guys, I had to go and turn the
What are you doing?
right. My daughter missed school again today. They always call at this time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, keep it interested because you know what? To be real honest, um, I just feel like some of the dirty, nasty things that came out. We love. Well, I don't know Amber really because
No,
I never did watch that show. The one, Aquaman. I didn't
no,
watch it.
me neither.
So did you?
No.
So I personally don't know her, but I know Johnny Depp, and I love. I must have watched the Pirate of the Caribbean one so many times because my kids were younger, and so
Mm-hmm.
I must have watched it over and over, and because they watch it all that they were mesmerized by it.
Yeah.
And I think to hear is dirty laundry just shattered everything for me, like, but I just need to hear it though. I just need to know because I was wondering why he wasn't in um Pirate of the Caribbean 6 because he was fired, or maybe not fired, but he didn't get the project.
Well, which is really awful. I think that because of the whole Me Too movement and everything, it's like studios aren't even waiting to see if the fact what the facts
Innocent
really
until
are.
proven guilty.
Well, and he said that he said he was deemed guilty right
Hmm.
away without any just cause. There was no facts, nothing, which is unfair. But just showed that Disney just didn't want the headache.
Right. Disney didn't want the headache. And then so let me tell you. So when all of it, I listened to it. They said that he was, I mean, we all knew that he did drugs, he do alcohol,
Mm-hmm,
and he abused substances, right?
mm-hmm.
But that did not make him a bad person
Or an abuser.
or an abuser,
Mm-hmm,
right?
mm-hmm.
No, my take on it is I haven't heard her side yet, so I don't want to say, I don't want to um
Yeah, I know. You don't want to just take his side right away without knowing, because it takes two. I understand that.
right. So what I want to say is that with their dirty laundry eared, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, we don't want to hear it.
How embarrassing, really. Can
So
you imagine?
embarrassing. But then
Oh,
it is even embarrassing for him because she's saying that he's a woman beater.
yeah.
So to me, which is worse? And then he can't get any more gig in Hollywood. So therefore, to me, boy, I don't. He wants to. He says all he wants to do is to clear his name.
That's it. And he would have let it go. But that article she wrote ruined his career. It's one thing when you have an issue with your husband, and if you feel he's an abuser, call the police, get a divorce, whatever, right? But then to try so hard to ruin someone's career, livelihood, when there's no reason for it really that I can see right now. It's yeah, he wants to clear his name. He said she has to be stopped. At some point it has to stop.
Yeah, because remember they divorced from 2016. Why now in 2018, 2 years after the fact, then she go again and speak to the Washington Post, even though his name was not
Hmm.
mentioned there, but everybody knew that she's talking about Johnny Depp, right?
For sure, for sure. Oh my goodness, did you see the interview with the was it the delivery guy or the
Oh
guy?
yes, the
Oh,
delivery guy. He was.
he's going to be a star. And I
I
could
know.
Johnny
You
Depp's
wanted to,
going to give him a big bonus. I can tell you that because, oh, he was hilarious. Really good.
yeah, he did. Give us some of the highlights. What he
Oh,
mentioned there.
oh my goodness. It was just over and over where he's saying he didn't see any bruises, redness, or swelling on her face. And then her lawyer, do you know if she was wearing foundation? Do you know if she was wearing
Yeah.
eyeliner? Do you know? It's like, what man, really?
Right. And then you know what I like about what he said? He said foundation, he said makeup can't cover up swelling.
Yeah, he did say that. Yes. And he said like if there was something obvious, it would have caught his eye. But the
Right.
other beauty, it's like, do you remember what she was wearing? Do you remember what her hairstyle was? Do you remember if the and it, basically what he's saying was I looked at her in the eye. I spoke to her because they
Mhm.
wanted me to check out the penthouse, but quite frankly what he's really saying subliminally is I don't find her remotely attractive in any way to take any too much notice of her at all.
Exactly. And another thing too, did you see the one with the security guard, the security that take her to Coachella? He was there with her at Coachella because he was the one who looked after the dog, looked after everything. And
Mm-hmm.
she's there questioning the guy, saying to the guy, did you? He says, yes, I saw her and she didn't have any scars on her, any no
Nothing.
bruises, nothing. The police officers, two police officers, one went there first.
Mm-hmm.
There was a female police officer who went there, talked to her. She said, no, I did not see any bruise. Now, if you noted that Johnny Depp always wear rings on his finger,
Oh, that's right. I did
and
notice.
those ring are, you can see that those ring are thick.
They would have
And
left a mark.
he would have left more than a mark.
That's right. That's
And
right.
she claimed that him head butted her. She
Oh,
claimed that him do the. I
oh,
don't
my
know.
my favorite was the scratches that were 4 inches high off the floor caused by her dog wanting to get in to the penthouse. But then
Hmm.
she's saying how she thinks somebody tried to break in to her apartment. And
Hmm.
he's like, really? Are you really? Like, why would somebody like leave these scratches 4 inches off the floor? It's clearly your dog. That's what he's thinking. He's like, this is
Right.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Right. And
She
then
should be embarrassed,
I think
honestly.
so. I think so. Okay. Let us look at the relationship because based on what we are telling people to do. Remember, our
Hmm.
first episode was based on know yourself, and the second episode says know what you want.
Yeah.
Now, let us link these together. Now,
Hmm.
obviously, Johnny Depp didn't just start having or taking drugs or
No.
drinking. No, she knew that when she get into the relationship. But then I think that she wanted something, right?
Well, she must have. Yes.
Right. She wanted something. It could be, I don't know if she's looking for love or what she's looking for, but all I know is that she is really wanting something from that man. And then she realized she can't get it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Then it
Mm-hmm.
drives her crazy. And then she goes out in these outbreak and these outbursts and says, oh my God, she's hyperventilating.
No, I know.
The heck?
And he's just
Don't
sort of
leave.
like,
He's trying to leave the situation.
yeah.
And then did you see the English guy that testified? He said that he noticed when they came back to Australia, she was a bully. She was like putting him down. She was arguing with him,
Mm-hmm.
more feisty. And then Johnny gets smaller and smaller,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
I've had I've been through domestic violence, so I know what domestic violence look like. When you go through domestic violence, you have lots and lots of incidents. And if you go through, I'm not saying because I don't know, right? I don't know. We're only speculating here. But domestic violence doesn't look like what she's saying because she seems to be the aggressor.
Yeah. She is the aggressor. And it's what it looks like right now. Yes.
That's right. It looks like she's the aggressor. I am not saying that Johnny is innocent because I think because listen, I've had I've had experience with people who drink alcohol and drug addiction. And I can tell you for sure when people drink alcohol, drug addiction, you have some of them who get irate when they're under their influence. And you have some of them who it just makes them more mellow, right?
Right.
So what she has to do, she has to determine what it does to him. But apparently it seems as if people or his friend says that they can't detect it. The more she provoke him is when he gets irate. I just think that he just takes these drugs and these alcohol and just zone out because he said sometimes he's just there nodding.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's right.
Mhm. Right. He's just saying that she's just not, he's nodding. And I know that when people are under the influence of like narcotic drugs, like they nod a lot and they are not really, can't throw anything, they can't do anything, you can basically kick them around
Yeah,
because they
because they just
become
go into like a
so
zombie
like
state,
a
you know?
zombie. They go into a
Yeah.
zombie state based on the, and then she make it look like he's always under the influence.
I know.
So then
Well, I
now,
don't know if he was always under the influence, how is he functioning? Making all
and
these
how is he
movies.
functioning now at
Yeah,
court? Because now I'm
exactly.
seeing him at court. I'm thinking, oh my God, he okay. You wanna join me? Let me send you a link. Let me send you a link at Britton's.
Okay.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, good. He has something to add. A guy's point of view. Here we go.
Oh, I don't know. My thing turned off. I can't even see. Can you see me?
Hmm.
I don't know. My thing turned off. I don't know. Anyway, you can see me, but I can't see.
Well, I just keep forgetting that Amber Heard went out with Elon Musk for a little bit.
Yeah, she
So
went out
she,
with
so
Elon
she,
Musk and
she clearly looks for some powerful men in some way or shape or form. But I'm sure Elon Musk, he was just like, whatever. I'm not taking like he just sort of, I don't think he's easily manipulated.
no, I don't think so too. I think he's a brilliant guy. He doesn't want anything to do with it. I just think that he's just had enough.
Hmm.
He
Yeah.
doesn't want to, yeah, I just think that he doesn't want to be bothered.
No. And see with Johnny Depp, you see him going and visiting sick kids at hospitals, and he's letting people stay in
I
his
think he's a
places
shy
for
guy, to be
free.
real
Yeah,
honest.
but he has a big heart, and she took advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. Because you notice that everybody around him, he's not mean.
Mm-mm.
Everybody around him, he's friendly, he's giving. It seems to me like he likes to give.
Hmm.
That's the type of
Yes.
person seeing here. I mean, what they're presenting here, that he is, to me, he's a good time Charlie. It's like what you would call a good time Charlie, and everybody around him is good time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah. Hello. What did you do? Did
It's
you
like
mute
now.
me?
Hello? Hello?
Who are you saying hello to?
Oh, I thought that I got cut off.
No, no.
Oh, yeah, I think he's good time Charlie. He's just, it's just awful. Anyways, I don't know. The guy is just messed up. That's what it is.
But you know what's interesting is if it is the way it's looking, we'll see how things turn next week. Um, it's interesting to see that. See, in the past, it was always about how women get abused and the victims and on and on. It is interesting now that we are in the 21st century. We're seeing more and more that men are also victims of this kind of abuse. So it is highlighting that.
Yeah, it's so sad though. I can't
Hmm.
believe, I can't believe the fact that what happened, and their all their dirty shit is out on the
I mean, the details.
details of it is awful. I mean,
Some of it is hilarious. Some of it is outrageous.
mm-hmm.
And then other parts, it's just sort of all the way around sad. Yeah. Yeah.
It is sad. It is something that I wouldn't wish on anybody.
No, I wouldn't either. But it is very interesting that this has happened to him.
Well,
And
you know what, he caused it on himself because it is the woman he chose, you know?
that's it.
You have to choose better.
And he said like when he
And
first
he did leave his wife for her.
I don't think so. Not really.
What happened? Because right after what happened to that?
Well, did
Didn't
he
he say to
I
his
don't
wife?
I think they were already having issues.
Issues?
Yeah. And they weren't separated already when he went
Hmm.
out with Amber. I don't. I guess maybe. Oh yeah, right. I think she was with a woman.
Who? Amber.
Yeah,
Yeah, how can you go from being gay to, or is she bi?
yeah. She claims to be bi, but then after him, so I think she was married to a woman when he met her, and
Hmm.
then she's with him, and it's a disaster. And then after they broke up, she's with a woman again, and now she has this baby through a surrogate on her own, but I think 2 years ago she was with a woman, and now there's a claim that it might be Elon Musk's. He might have been the donor.
You think?
So that's a claim.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's the claim, though. We don't
Hmm.
know.
There's no fact. I don't
We'll
know if
never
there's a
know.
fact. We'll know if the child starts to look more and more like him. I
You
don't
think she have
know.
a good lawyer?
Her?
What is it about her lawyers?
The worst. Terrible. Oh my God. Well, it's gone viral, but her own lawyer objected to his own question.
Did he?
It was, yes, it was hilarious.
I must have missed that one.
It was hilarious. Yeah. Oh, it's so they're so disorganized. Terrible lawyer or
Yeah, but
terrible
I
team.
don't think that they have anything on him. That is why, because they're questioning him, and it doesn't make sense. I mean, I thought they just keep on talking about drugs and alcohol. They're not stating, like, remember what it is about. We keep
Hmm.
forgetting what it is about, that she's claimed that she was abused. Now, what I didn't understand is, why did he give her all that money? Because when the accountant came on, he said that she said that she's going to donate all these money, and she never did donate the money.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. Clearly, she's been spending it. Don't
Right.
know on what, but yeah, no, this is just it just feels like dishonesty, manipulation,
Mm-hmm.
just taking advantage of somebody. Just it's not very kind. She's not. She doesn't come off as a kind person, and too many people have claimed that she isn't a kind person.
Right. Because somebody, you can't, notice how she roll her eyes sometimes and look down at people.
Hmm.
I feel she's one of those ones who very arrogant and go on like, oh, now I reach.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean, there's definitely something not balanced there somehow. Really, yeah. So I mean, so what do you think? Before we hear the other side of the
Mhm.
story, do you think he's going to win? Because he took her to court for 50 million.
Yeah, he took her for, and then she double it 100 million. So
Oh,
why would she go double it? Because
because
one of
she's a
the,
terrible poker player. Because she's bluffing. I don't know.
yeah, because I'm wondering why would you go double it? It doesn't
Yeah,
make sense.
no, no. Because she's trying to make it look like, oh, she knows she's so honest that she's willing to what's the word, sweeten the pot. She's willing to go that high because she's so sure
Mm-hmm.
that when everyone hears her story, you know, she's going to win.
Well, so far, because we're halfway through the trial, and
Hmm.
so far her team not looking so wonderful.
No, I think even the judge is like, oh my God, please let this trial end.
I know. I saw that the judge, because she's everybody getting frustrated. Nobody wants to be in there. It's like useless. They're just doing the same thing over and over and over. It's just the same damn thing.
Yeah, I know. I know. Talk about a waste of money and
Exactly.
time.
That's causing them, because he said that he was the one. He was the one who paid for the lawyer the last time.
I know. I know. I don't know why he has to keep paying to defend himself when, I don't understand it. I just don't understand why it's come to this. I mean, other Hollywood couples do horrible things to each other. They don't all have their days in court for the whole public to watch on a minute by minute. It's ridiculous.
Hmm. It's embarrassing, but he has to do what he has to do though, because his reputation, and he hasn't been working since 2014. He hasn't got anything. He hasn't done well. I would say 2016 he hasn't worked.
That's a long time.
Right. And then his money, he's out of money. The guy running, because he does spend. He's a heavy spender.
Well, yes, he spends and he spends on other people, and he's just, he's quite generous. He makes a lot of money, but he's generous. And
Right.
then, of
He's very
course,
generous, because here what a lot of people said him give him, he do give people money.
I found this on the web.
Right? He do
hmm
give people money, and he
hmm
do help out.
yeah, yeah, he definitely is the type of person who he might be suffering himself, clearly, but he doesn't really like to see suffering.
Yeah, and I think he has some kind of mental health issues. Honestly,
Yes.
I think he suffer from some mental health issue. How do you like about the forensic lawyer, the on her case? Did you see it? I don't know if I could play it, but I could play it. You can hear it, but I don't think I can share it.
Okay, let me hear it.
Disorder is sort of a overly dramatic presentation. We call this impressionistic speech. So it tends to be very flowery. It uses a lot of descriptive words like magical, wonderful, and it can go on for quite some time, and yet it really lacks any substance. So at the end, you're left wondering what was just said or what the answer is to the actual question. So that occurred a number of times. And it also represented the quick shifts you'll see between emotions. So she would suddenly be one way, and then she would become very animated or very sad. And when people are displaying these emotions with this personality disorder, there's a sense of shallowness to it. People who are observing them will feel like it's almost play acting, and they might not be able to put their finger on it. But part of it is because of the rapidness with which the person can switch emotions, and also the lack of substance. They don't really refer to, I feel this way. They might describe emotions, they might describe events, but very rarely, and Ms. Hurd did not say, I feel vulnerable. She never really indicated a vulnerable feeling of her own. Then the substance of her self-report. So when I was asking her information about her history.
We're going to ask more about that later. I was just trying to get a sense of what a self-report was.
Something called the mini mental status exam. That's really just a fancy way.
So where you get from what the doctor is saying so far?
So that's interesting. So she's talking about Amber Heard and the way she is expressing herself in those
In the
in the
report,
videos and things. Yeah, that is interesting. I understand. I've seen that myself.
Right, I seen it too. It's like over dramatize or overemphasize situation. Now this minute they're happy, next minute they're sad. Oh no, and she's like, oh my, and hyperventilate, those kind of behavior, like the weird erotic behavior. She doesn't take accountability. She doesn't use the word I.
No.
She blame. It's almost like she's doing this blame game thing. That's what she's saying here.
Yeah, and basically she switches quickly. That's why it feels like they're acting. She switches quickly because when she's doing one thing and not getting the response she wants, then she'll quickly go to something else. So if she's crying and upset, but then she's not getting the response she wants, then she's going to go into another, right away, she'll switch over into something else, right? With the overdramatic, the hyperventilating, the animation, like that.
Hold on, let me hear this part again.
This is something we call an objective measure. So it asks 567 questions, more statements, and the person.
So she give our statement.
May not even realize
okay,
that
hold
they're
on.
intending to do that. So it can be conscious or
Robert, the board just approved the plan to build your sales team.
That's fantastic.
It's unconscious, but you really need to have a test that can check for that. And the MMPI-2 has a set of validity scales, we call them. These are scales that measure really the truthfulness and accuracy.
Here, she says she do a truthful test too.
And these scales on this particular test have been so well researched over many decades that they've become very nuanced, and they can tell us a lot about if somebody's, for instance, exaggerating. Are they elevating one of the scales that shows that they're exaggerating on purpose? Are they exaggerating in a manner that's more like a cry for help? Are they exaggerating in a manner that's clever and sophisticated or more obvious? And then the same exact thing goes for trying to minimize symptoms. We have a number of scales that can show us all the different, if somebody's trying to say they're the most wonderful person on earth, or if they're just.
So you see, so she did. So she seems to me, this doctor cover every inch of it. She tried to. So obviously, this is, so she said that she had borderline personality and
histrionic, yeah.
Histrionic, yes. So, and then she described both of them and give us ideas of what they are. I don't know. This girl is, she seems, I can't say this is yet because we haven't heard Johnny Depp side. And the other morning, I think it was Thursday morning when Johnny Depp entered the courthouse. Guess which song he was singing?
What?
The Bob Marley song said, "No woman, no cry."
Oh, you're kidding. Oh.
No woman. When I heard him singing that song, I'm like, wow. It was sending a message.
Sure.
That's what he was doing. And then it's a joke because I don't see, sometimes I had to ask myself if Amber lawyer was on Johnny Depp's side, because even when they were questioning the security and the security says, well, I was there with her. She was the only one that was sick. She was vomiting. She went out the night after. Like she claimed that Johnny abused her. And you notice her when she went into the elevator, she turned her back to the camera because she didn't want anybody to see that she wasn't she were faking her and she
Yeah.
pooed in his bed. Did you know that she
Oh my
pooed
God.
in
Yes,
his
I
bed?
heard that. Yes, a while
And
ago.
so the guy told us how she did it. She called him and she told the security that I pooed in his bed, and she says it's a joke gone wrong. I don't think it is no joke. And he also testified that she threw his stuff off the balcony and he had to go retrieve her phone, his phone, Johnny's phone.
It's ridiculous.
She throw him out, and then when she realized she's not getting anywhere, she poo on his bed. Who does that? Even a sane person wouldn't behave like that.
No, well, that's it. That's it. Exactly.
It's not.
But he said too, it was just so bizarre and just
Yeah, right,
grotesque. He couldn't even believe it. It just seemed so otherworldly, sort of ridiculous.
right,
All he could do was laugh.
right. It seems to me like I've never heard. Have you ever heard of anybody doing such malicious thing to a
No.
person that them claim them love?
Well, seriously, if that's love, I don't think he needs that kind of love. Who does? That's ridiculous. Yeah.
And then the lawyer and then the accountant, they brought the accountant in and they want to ask the accountant. And then did you see the testimony with the person who, what do you call those people who recruit? There, this was the recruiter, and the guy says yes because they wanted to say that it wasn't because of Amber's statement she put out why Johnny Depp wasn't getting, why Disney canceled him, and
Mhm.
he proved it. That's why
Yeah.
Disney canceled him, right? And the guy was very. He says, if you want my opinion, and he says, based on my opinion, when people put their person, because it's two different things, they have the professional life and they have the personal life, and he explained it, and he says, yes, people do not want to hear their personal life,
No. No.
and so that's what it is.
No, that's right. And honestly, he's an actor. And
Mhm.
when we watch actors, we have a fantasy about who they are. Like we believe the characters they play, sort of thing. I don't want to know all this behind the scenes stuff. It's awful.
Right. Well, so far. So let us see. Is Elon Musk supporting her? Because he did give her $500,000 to pay the for the donation, and it was under his name. Like his company, he donated $500,000. So in
Wow.
total, she paid 3.5 million, I believe. So
And what did
another
what?
$3.5 million she is owing. So she claimed that she wants to use that money to the lawyer,
Mhm.
the accountant, I could see that the accountant was very upset because the accountant was saying before they object, they're saying that she's dishonest because Johnny Depp wasn't working at that time really, and he should have made what he said, $30 million in order to give her. So in total, she got about $14 million, and she wanted the $14 million tax free.
I
And
got it.
right, and the lawyer and the accountant says no, and then the court, the guy, the her lawyer said to the accountant, "Oh, have you ever been in any situation where you deal with marriage?" And he says, yes, I have. I have sit into situation where I've dealt with marriages when people have to get a divorce. So him have experience. So
Hmm.
that shut them down right there. He had the experience.
You know what's interesting? This is like account like for taxes. Um, so he earned 30 million, for example,
Mhm.
right? So that couldn't have been, was that 30 million tax free? Because if he's already paid taxes on that 30 million and then he gives her 14 million and then they ask her to pay taxes on that. Doesn't that seem double taxed for the same money?
But it doesn't. I don't know how it works, but apparently, if you get a gift, I think you have to pay tax on a gift.
No, not well. Yeah, in the States you have to pay tax on everything, even when you win money on a game show. You have to
Right.
pay tax, but here you don't. Not in Canada.
Right.
But regardless, it's funny that that money's already been taxed, and then they expect it
Well,
to be
we
taxed. Yeah,
don't
it's
know the
terrible.
indication of that. Maybe he didn't. The lawyers, to me, what happened? The lawyer seemed that that year he didn't make $30 million.
Yeah, so clearly.
Therefore, so clearly there was. Did you hear the testimony given by the estate manager? The estate manager said that when she gets there and she had to go up, Amber was in front of the car, and he wouldn't leave. She
Yeah.
wouldn't move from the car so that Johnny get remove himself. And
Mhm.
she took the car key. I don't know if she said she took the car key, but he didn't. She wouldn't let him leave. He couldn't leave. She would
No.
stand in front of the car and block him from leaving.
Yeah. Oh my God, she would be doing all kinds of weird things. Like if he
Yeah,
had to go do a movie, she's crying, "Don't leave me, don't leave
leave
me."
me. Right.
It's just like totally, well, needs help, and did not get the help at the
And
time
then
that she needs. Yeah.
did you
But
see?
hopefully, yeah, I don't know if she's any better, but it's not going to be good if she has a child now to raise.
There's a lot of chuckles goes on when Johnny chuckles when his friend when some of the people testify. I swear I saw him chuckle, make a chuckle that they said.
Oh, so many times. I
And
love it.
hold on, no, this one thing that I like when the guy says, "Didn't you receive $8,500 from Johnny?" That's what the lawyer said to the guy. Did you receive $8,500 from Johnny? Like he wants to imply that $8,500 Johnny give him. That's why he comes here and say all the positive thing. So the guy says, "I received much more than $8,500 from Johnny." Johnny laughed.
I love it.
The guy laughed because Johnny is just a kind person.
Yes.
You know what? And you know what is one of the pivotal point? I know that it could not have been so bad that she's implying. Why? You see, abuser, most abuser do not like friends and family around because they do not want the people who you love to see this. So she says that Johnny moving her sister and her friends into the penthouse. That's not what people do when they're abuser.
No, that's right.
They
Yeah.
don't want people around, and he clearly have his friends around because she even testified and said that she hates his old friends, like when they have the band and his friend
Yeah.
and the band. She says she don't like them old. They're all old men.
I know.
That's what she said. They're all old men.
Look,
So to me, that
he
shows
was
something.
in a long-term relationship with
Vanessa.
what's her name? Vanessa Paradis. And I mean, like any relationship, I'm sure it had its ups and downs and whatever, but they were together a long time. And then it didn't work out for whatever reason, or anyway.
And we didn't hear anything about the divorce. Did you hear anything about the
Nothing.
divorce?
It wasn't all publicized all over the place.
Nothing.
Like it was, But here, Amber Heard, who is clearly
She
a
don't even have a
nobody,
kid for the man.
she has like tons of different relationships. It seems she can't make any of them work out for too long. So clearly, like she has a problem.
Did you hear that bodyguard that testified? His bodyguard. That was hilarious. That was
Oh
hilarious.
no!
Oh my goodness. That was hilarious.
Oh no! I didn't hear him.
And you know what I think is a strike on them? They bring in the police officer and they try to say, "Oh, the light was dim. Oh, this was dim." The police officer said it consistent with her crying, the red on her face. It is consistent with her crying.
Yeah.
And she's saying, no, it is injured. I just feel that she went and took her makeup and make up her face. That's what I think she did.
Yeah, of course.
That's what they think she did.
Yeah. Yeah. They should have made her go wash her face.
Then you know that she was with Franco. What's that guy called?
Oh, James Franco. He
James
has his
Franco.
own issues. Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. He's no, yeah, he's no stand-up person either. He has not a great history.
So
So
you think James Franco is going to, because they did say the day off when she claimed that they abused James Franco, is he going to come and testify on her
nope.
behalf?
I read that he nor Elon Musk will be testifying. Too bad. I would have loved to have seen
I
it.
would have loved to see.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh my God. So, but the agent, remember that agent? The agent, he was talking about Elon Musk, and say how they pick up some I think they had some text which involved Elon Musk, and when she and Elon Musk finished the relationship, then the agent said to her, she's like, oh, she's sad. And the agent said to her, but you're not in love with him. Why are you sad? So obviously it was a conversation that she had with him, with the agent, because apparently the agent and her were good friends. And so the agent, they both confided in this agent.
Ah,
The
interesting.
agent says, you're not interested in Elon Musk. So why are you sad about it?
So who broke up that relationship? Was it like I don't know who actually broke that relationship up.
I don't know. I just think it just lost after a couple days or a couple weeks.
Yeah. Possibly.
Yeah.
But it's just ridiculous. But I mean, this kind of relationship finally it gets highlighted. There's so many abusive relationships that
Did you
don't.
see did you see the one with the front desk employee that testified? The guy was actually, I've never seen anything like this. The guy was actually driving off
I
when the judge at the end, when the judge was, I'm like, I've never heard, this is just I've never seen anything like it.
know he's driving away.
Driving off.
I was like, what is he doing?
Because guess what? You know what I like about him and what he said, which was great. He says, as I said, I did not see any marks on her face. I don't know what she was wearing. I did not see what she had on. All I know, if she had bruises on her face, I would have seen it.
Yeah, that's right.
He told
That's
them
right.
that.
Yeah, over and over.
Over and over, and they continue. They asked the question must about 50 different ways.
Oh, I know. It was ridiculous. That's all they had. But trying to make it look like, oh, he's not observant. He doesn't remember anything. So why would he remember seeing bruises? Well, everyone is startled by seeing bruises, black eyes. Come on. It's ridiculous.
What time now? What's the time? We must have gone over, right?
8:44.
We can go into
9:44.
why, I don't know. So back to it. I mean, she had Johnny Depp were the way he is. There's nothing change about him. I mean, I think he has some mental health issue back from when he was a child. I think he has gone through some trauma. And I think he needs to, get
but it still doesn't matter. It still doesn't make him an abuser. Doesn't make her right.
Making a lot of noise. Yeah, it's an indication for us to go.
Yep.
So anyhow, I mean, next time we can, you know what? When it finished, we do a better video than this. We do something more informative, something more that we can probably write down and look at the highlights of the case and talk about it more in depth. Because you know what? These are, when you have people like this who women, we want to point out that women are also abusers, not only men. Women oftentimes slap, hit, pinch, push men, and then sometimes men get frustrated. That is when they stop.
They might lash out, but they're not allowed to. But neither are women allowed.
Right.
You cannot raise your hand to somebody
Yeah. Anyhow,
ever. Yeah.
yeah.
They called me a pimp.
Okay, excuse me. Excuse me. Are you drunk or what?
I'm not. It's funny because he.
Excuse me, I am on my video.
You don't get it. He called me a pimp earlier.
Hello?
I gotta go. Use video. I don't care.
I gotta go because I mean I can't have any privacy in my house.
No, okay. On that
Yeah.
note,
Listen, on that note, that's why I know that you have to behave appropriately, because sometimes this call for me to go slap, hit, push, but I'm not gonna do that.
oh, you won't.
Control my behavior, and that's what Amber said. This is an example. Look here, I am on the video talking, and the guy in the kitchen, Mister, why would you do that? No, tell me if this is not the right. Look, he's still doing it. I'm on live.
He clearly, this is what he does.
They have no respect. I have to go delete the video now.
He needs your attention.
They have no, I'm telling you, they have no respect. And that is why I know this man has no respect in my house. He doesn't respect anything I do or whatever I do. You, all the time you do that. You did not need to come down here and break up the ice like that. You do know, and I tell you, you still continue to do it.
All I hear is cussing up Richard. You never know you're talking to me.
You always do it. You know what he does?
Calm down.
You know what he does sometimes? Sometimes I will be here and I'm talking to my boss and come and just call. That's why I know. That's why even if Johnny Depp did something wrong,
Bro, Johnny Depp isn't here.
he would have to control himself.
Yeah. Well, that's it.
We would have to control ourselves. So just as all you see me have to control myself, because people are monster out there.
Well, this is why he takes the hard drugs.
Right.
To get through this world.
Right. Because you have people who are disrespectful and have because they don't regard what you're doing as nothing. Because it doesn't involve them.
That's right. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Anyhow, guys. So, guys, this is an example that sometimes some people push you to the point, but you can't just go over and just hit them with a bottle, like a drink bottle, or you can't do certain things. You just have to just hold your peace, and you just have to just walk away, because that's the only thing you can do. You only can remove yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Not easy, but you're right.
Right. Anyhow, so have a good night, guys. DL, see you on Friday. We probably have another video here.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.